Hey everybody, we are actually in the eye wall of a slightly stronger Ada. It is unbelievable. Whipping here.
This old job is always causing stress.
I'm touching the truck here perfectly.
All I ever do is work. I don't get no rest.
Man, I got some video footage.
Night is on the way.
Crazy. Let me see if I can get outside.
Down in trouble water.
You just wouldn't believe how much rocking the truck is doing. Oh shit.
Oh, man, drunk donkey IPA. Let that magic mango chase my blues away.
We're in the eye of Ada here in Key Largo.
Among my friends.
Tremendous
I
weather.
swear the page goes live again.
Coming in. Currently. I'm semi-protected here by my truck, so no worries, but semi-protected. I don't want to get the camera wet, and the trees beside me are completely sideways. I'm not sure what the gusts are, but definitely this is the tropical storm. I think we're seeing a little higher gusts. I got the back turn right now, and trying to keep the camera from getting wet. We're in Key Largo. We're in the eye of Ada.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. Did the old rocking song since it's Friday. TGIF. Even though the song says Thursday. It was only a few hours ago. So there we go. Look at that. We'll end the week with Louie, my man. How's everybody doing? It's Friday, and got a little bit of weather to talk about. A little tropical weather. Things are still quiet. So if you're here to find out if there's anything cooking, other than bacon, there's nothing cooking. So how about that? So we'll say hello for a few minutes. It's our daily brew. It is Friday. We love Fridays here in Florida. Perfect time to stop by your local ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. You know you want to. So I shared some Father's Day gifts idea. Do you know that they have a old-fashioned smoker kit at ABC? It's like everything in a box. So if your dad likes old fashions, perfect gift. Got everything in a box. I thought it was so cool. So another cool idea at ABC. Tropics, let's put this on here while we say hello to everybody. Boom, look at that. Doesn't get any bigger than that. No tropical development expected in the next 7 days. So there you go. We're going to talk about the tropics here in a few minutes. There are models still pointing to possibility, something in the Gulf. I did a YouTube video yesterday. Still the same. Very, 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 very little support for anything in the Caribbean in 10 days. But I'll show everybody the GFS, and we'll talk about it. So, good morning, Miss Shelley. Shelley's our other side of the state admin, helping things out on YouTube and Facebook. Good morning, Miss Vicky Hill. Kenny Callahan from West Tennessee. Somehow I saw Key West on that. Michelle says, Louie. Hi, Louie. You got a girlfriend? Shander from Belize. How about that? We got a lot of people from Belize. I got to start talking more about Belize. Maybe we'll do a morning Belize forecast. I Belize. Richard Safer, good morning. What's up? Shelly, stop it. What's up, James Fort? Good morning. Scott over on YouTube. Matt Pierce, Kevin, Jonathan, Lynn, Judy. This is our romper room session, by the way. Remember romper room? Jamie from Texas. It's going to be hot in Texas. So we got some weather to talk about, too. We got a big heat wave coming next week. It is actually going to extend all the way here. Texas is going to be in the triple digits, like 110 plus in Texas. Next midweek, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Hot. So, and that's going to reach here all the way to the southeast coast. So there you go. Talking weather, right, buddy? Oh, and then we got somebody that was on Romper Room. Jennifer, you were on Romper Room. What's up, Kitchen? What's up, Tom? Jane? Space Coast? Paul? What's up, Mike Sherman from California, baby, right? We should do the Romper Room and have the dog doing this the whole time. Louie's about ready to say, Dad, I'm a dog. He's so funny. All right. All right, so here's the scoop. Let's make this a little smaller so it fits the window right. I don't want to miss the date there. 8 a.m., that was the latest. All right. We have a commissioner. Hey, Mr. Commissioner, how you doing? So, yeah, weather in a nutshell. We'll get right into it. Oh, my goodness. How about the Canadian fires? That was huge the last few days. I've seen all these theories about how they started. The most wildest thing that I saw on TikTok was the May 1st Las Vegas alien encounter. I'm like, oh my God. It's like we got all these things going on, aliens, and I'm just gonna stick to weather. Kind of crazy stuff out there, huh? Raise one again, Mr. Chris. Yeah, man. Louis needs a hat. Jamie, that'd be a good idea. I do have these hats here back in the day. I have prop hats for the dogs. See, there's 3 of them. One's a sheriff. Look, there's a new sheriff in town, see? I put them on the dogs from time to time. Had a good interview yesterday. Braden Herald, if you guys live in Manatee County, got a really cool newspaper article coming out. Met a nice gentleman, Ryan, yesterday. So we're going to have a nice article in the Braden Herald next week. Excited about that. That was yesterday. Got a little function tonight I got to do. I got to print some stuff up. So I did this video here, her golf hurricane. Unfortunately for YouTube, you got to make catchy thumbnails. But I put the question mark. If I would have just put golf hurricane, everybody would have been like, you're hyping. But I put the question mark because that's what everybody's talking about. So let's talk about it. We'll jump right into the tropics, as we always do. We'll start the tradition out here. I did see a weird water temperature map, though. I don't know, man. I think there's some hyping going on. Somebody posted there was 90-degree temperatures in the Caribbean. I can't find it. Now, upper 80s, yeah. So we'll get into all that. Let's go to tropical tidbits here real quick. Show you what the Euro's been cooking. And then we'll talk about all the different other models out there. And talk about why this is happening. Why it's not happening. Joel says everybody looks like an alien out west. Yeah, my mom swears she saw a spaceship back in the 50s. You gotta believe Mom. Cheered, by the way. Come on. What's up? So everybody's buzzing about the GFS. Man, the GFS. It has been showing a hurricane coming up out of the Caribbean now for like a week. You got to talk about it because it's on a model. But, you know, GFS last year was bad, and it looks like it might be bad again. But we'll see. Here's the latest 6Z GFS. And, oh, here you go. About the 18th here. Let's fast forward to about the 18th right here. Boom. So, we do have lowering pressures a week. It's almost less than 10 days now, the 18th. Oh, I got my pointer back, by the way. Yay. So we talked about this in the video last night, but there's a phenomenon in May, June, and then late season called a Central American gyre, and it's basically just lowering pressures in Central America, and you get some winds, cross winds sometimes going, generally making a lowering pressure area. Sometimes a storm will pop out on the Pacific side, sometimes a storm will pop out on the Atlantic side. And this far out, it's hard to predict. But it happens every year. We watch it every year. So we are seeing a... Whoops, I always do the sounding thing. I always mess that up. We are seeing a surge of moisture showing up on the Euro, too. So that's kind of where we're watching. That's possibly the next spot. Now, the Euro's thinking this thing's going to keep on going through and go break out on the other side to the Pacific. But the GFS is showing it forming, and there's a storm here, and there's a storm here. Very likely, very questionable. So the Pacific side, Caribbean side, man, I don't know. But I got to show it anyways. So here's 10 days from now. There it is. And it's been popping up a hurricane. And that's a lot of people are sharing that. That's why I have to talk about it. It's that. Every single run of the GFS is showing this. I mean, the only thing I will say, though, is when the GFS was performing so poorly in the past, it would have a run, drop a run, have a run, drop a run. You know, it is every single run, it is showing this. Every run. So that's it. I mean, we just got to point it out. 10 days from now, the GFS is showing a storm. But I'm still very skeptical because of some things I'm going to show you here. Let's go to the European model, 00Z last night. And if you fast forward to 10 days, nothing, as you can see. 19th. Got a little low pressure. Got a little bit more on the Pacific side. You know, maybe some spinach going on here. You can see the vorticity. You can see definitely some spinach here that came through Central America and popped out right here. This is on the 19th. So, you know, Europeans definitely favoring a slide over through the Pacific side. But it is showing a little bit of moisture down there. And the Canadian model showing the same thing here in 10 days. There's this little spot right here, and you can see it generates basically. You get these waves come across, and they, you know, I'm wondering if the GFS even takes into account land interaction. But anyway, CMC is showing this pop on through to the other side. So again, if I had to guess, we're not looking at the GFS outcome right now. But that's the only three models that we got to go that far out. But we can do some other stuff here. Let me show you. So we're going to go look at one thing I want to show because it's pretty cool. We're going to look at moisture anomalies for that region and kind of give you an idea of that in 10 days. 10 days from now, you can see this is a anomaly based on average. We have quite a bit deviation above average moisture here on the 18th. So that's definitely what the GFS is picking up on. It could be a tropical wave, but it's interesting, right? This is moisture above average on the 18th. So this is the Euro. Interesting. So it is showing that. GFS has the same tool, apparently. I didn't even know they did. Let's take a look. Loading. I'm pretty certain it'll show, yeah, obviously the same thing if it's trying to load. Come on, you could do it, like you can do it, little guy. You can do it. Come on. Come on. Well, we'll just go to, oh, it's a totally different look. I never pulled it up on the GFS because I'm not a very big GFS fan. All right, P-Watt abnormalities, we'll go to the 18th. Oh, theirs is red. But anyway, 18th, red is above normal, moisture. You would think it would be green, but it's red. Red's above normal, moisture. And look at that big old blob coming, and it lifts it north. So, that is the difference in thinking here. Blob of moisture on the 18th, 19th, blob of moisture on the 18th and 19th. GFS is the only one showing it pulling northward up into the Gulf. I always then go through the European ensemble map, and we can look at the Caribbean. I thought we had a Caribbean link. Maybe we don't. Apparently we don't. I thought we did. We don't. Oh, we did. Where the hell is it? Oh, I don't know. Where did it go? I guess not. No. We'll just keep it right here. All right. So we go out 10 days to the 19th. And what we're looking at here, these are ensemble members of all the Euro. And we're seeing some on the Pacific side. And we're not even getting one pulling up into the Gulf of Mexico. These are low pressure centers. And when you look at the key here, blue is a little bit more organized, but nothing. So, man, you would think 1 out of 51 would show it, right? Still nothing. So, very, very skeptical still of anything pulling up into the Gulf of Mexico. Thoughts are unchanged. Another thing I like to look at is the wind shear anomalies. This is where we have the Caribbean. And if we look at wind shear, which is upper level winds, we can fast forward to nowhere because they're not loading. Why are they not loading? They were there last night. Well, bummer. Try it again. Let's try it again. Fast forward. Let's try it again. Wind shear mean. There we go. Why would it load a second ago? I don't know. All right. So anyway, we fast forward to the 18th. Oh, maybe it's that region. Let's see if I go back to Caribbean. Oh, it's the Caribbean not working. So just stick to tropical Atlantic. All right. So what we're looking at now is wind shear. So you got to have light wind shear if you want a developing hurricane. That's what the GFS is showing it. So usually you don't want to see any wind shear. Wind shear rips apart storms. So we go to the 18th next weekend. Big old pocket of wind shear on Sunday the 18th. This is on the Euro. And it continues that wind shear. This is strong winds incoming. This is your Pacific jet stream, product of El Nino. We have a lower jet stream keeping this Caribbean shear up. This is why usually that when you have an El Nino year, you have less named systems because you have a lot of wind shear. So there's less opportunities for storms to develop. But everybody reminds everybody, it only takes one. We've seen that. Just overall numbers could be down. But we're seeing the product of wind shear right here, the 20th and 21st. So, this alone right here, 19th, a lot of wind shear in the upper atmosphere. There is a little pocket, to the north, but the GFS has already shown it developed here in the Western Caribbean. We'll see. The GFS is the one that's actually showing a system is actually showing a lot of wind shear. I didn't look at today, but I know it's going to be the same. Well, this is different. Why do they move everything around? Deep layer shear. And we will, I wonder if I can change the region here. Let's try. Oh, it does work. Okay, so here we go. Caribbean. All right, so we're going to fast forward to the 18th. And here is the 18th. Now, granted, the colors, yellow is 30 to 40 knots of shear. That's a lot of wind shear. Yellow is a lot of wind shear. So even the GFS, which is predicting a storm, is also showing, look at the 19th, a tremendous amount of wind shear. So it remains, even here's the 21st. So I saw this a lot last year, even though the model's predicting a storm, it's a lot of wind shear in the Gulf of Mexico around the 18th, 19th, and 20th. So one reason that remains skeptical. And then if we look at its own spaghetti models, let's take a look at that. Then I'm going to slow down and say hi some more. I don't think we said enough hellos yet. And still the same as yesterday. These are the ensembles for the GFS. There's about, there's a handful. Now, a lot of them get stopped, which indicates, maybe nothing even happened. So there's 3 GFS ensembles, 3 of its own members. So again, this is where things are so skeptical with the GFS. And this is, when you have 31 members, if anybody remember taking statistics, you have 31 members, right? 31 brains. Usually the main run that we keep seeing is an average of those 31 brains. Well, there's only 3 out of 31 showing Gulf Storm. So why is the operational run showing a storm when only 3 of its 31 members are showing a storm? So again, skeptical. Not saying it can't happen. You never say never in the tropics. Ever, 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 never, ever, 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 ever. But these are things that I look at in the morning and I still don't think there's a... Look at this. You ever have Gatorade Zero? This stuff's amazing. It's the Gatorade without the sugar. Oh my God, it's so good. Should be illegal. All right, so there you go. That's that. The other thing, too, I want to bring up, water temperatures. They are amazing right now. Water temperatures are very, very, very tricky right now. Look at this. Your anomaly map. Let's just put on Tropical Tidbits because I shared this yesterday. This is Tropical Tidbits water sea surface anomalies. So even myself included, everybody talked about the warming up of the Atlantic. The Atlantic main development region, the Caribbean, is very hot, very above normal. 4 to 5, 6 degrees above normal across the main development region. But when we start getting to the Gulf, it was just a couple weeks ago that it was all above normal, right? But we've had couple things happening. We've had this persistent winds, right? And we've had a strong jet stream coming in from the west, which has prevented any sort of heat dome buildups, So everybody living in the upper Gulf Coast knows what I'm talking about. East Coast especially, it's cool, right? We have cool air being blown down, high pressure to the north, right? And we've seen really cool, pleasant, unseasonable mornings and evenings across the coastal regions. So look how much cooler. These waters are freezing along the Atlantic East Coast here. Freezing. And it was cold in Panama. I will admit. It took me 10 minutes to get in the water at Panama. I look like a little kid. I'm tiptoeing in the water. You know what I'm talking about? Jim Parker asked the most important question ever. MWP Speedo available? No. Oh, Garage, what's up? Pamela Hall, good morning from the Bahamas. Do you live down there? That's cool, man. We're hitting that. The cruise is coming. Shelly made me a nice graphic. I'm going to post the cruise information here. I usually try to post something after my live that's going to stay on this page for a couple hours as I do other things. I got a noon meeting today over the phone. Man, you talk about a week here. So Tuesday, I shot 8 commercials or more with ABC. Had a big interview yesterday. I got one today at noon. I got a speaking tonight. I can't even keep up. Next week I got a big interview Monday, Tuesday. It's incredible. But anyway, what I try to do is what I'm saying is post. I'm going to post the cruise information. So all of our fans, we only got 50 cabins. We're not going to go bigger than that because we don't want it to get too big. That's a good number we found out. So. But we'll be stopping at Bahamas. That's what brought that up. Angie's going on a cruise. Yes, it should be okay. I think Monday, Tuesday is a little rough. Not rough, but more. We got some moisture backing up. We'll talk about the week ahead. But Wednesday's perfect. I think there's a little more increased rain chances Monday, Tuesday. We got some juice backing up a little bit. Big heat coming. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. Texas, southeast. We got somebody posted we could see 110 degree heat indexes in parts of Florida next week. 110. Texas, though, man, they're going to get hot. I don't know, man. Hopefully their air conditioners can hang. No, I'm not busy. Lydia, what's up? TGIF. You gotta love it. Hope everybody. I had a fire pit last night. Did I go live last night? Did Chris? Were you on? I don't remember if I went live or not last night. I don't even know if I went live. I know. Whatever. All right. So Cool Waters, tropicaltidbits.com has anomaly maps. I have them on my page. All you gotta do is click on it, and it goes right to the anomaly map section. It's awesome. You can choose different regions. We can keep up with sea surface temperatures. So anyway, the water temperatures are cool. Now, so back to the Gulf storm again. Let me pull this up one more time. These are your anomalies, and yes, if we were, so the GFS is showing a developing system in the Gulf of Mexico. Another thing you would expect to see. Get it? To see. Another thing you expect to see is warmer temperatures than normal, and we don't have those. So looking at history, I know I shared this yesterday. Maybe some people didn't see it. I thought it was pretty cool. I haven't showed this very often. In fact, I forgot about it, actually. I didn't even know. But this is an interesting little tidbit. Through the last 30 years, 1991 to 2020, our average first hurricane is, drumroll, August 11th. So it's very, very rare. It has happened. My buddy Walter emailed me this morning, and there has been, Audrey was one of them in the 50s. We've had hurricanes in June. So it's not, it's not impossible, but on average. So I would think, to have a hurricane in June, like the GFS is saying, you would want to see light wind shear, which we don't, and you would want to see warmer Gulf temperatures than average, which we don't. So, we'll see. I don't know. It's either me saying I agree with it or I don't agree with it. You're the right or you're wrong. So I gotta downplay the GFS right now. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I like to watch it. We'll keep an eye on it. Here's an interesting little map here, June 21st. Things like this are kind of what keeps me intrigued to watch the area. Long-range global tropics, the outlook prediction. A little bit of chance that we're going to see above average moisture in the Caribbean. So, need to have moisture to have a storm. So This would at least suggest, there's lowering pressures, increased rain chances, tropical waves to watch. So there you go. Speaking of tropical waves, we got a bunch of them out there right now. Check this out. We got 5 yet or 4. Oh, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5 tropical waves. Count them. Most of the time, these keep on trucking through and go to the Pacific this time of year. But we got 1, 2. See how good my mouse is. 3, 4. I really don't miss the click. Trust me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's so. These are usually what helps spark tropics. They all crash down here though. This time of year. And see, usually the monsoon trough line, intertropics conversion zone. Usually, it's a little higher in allowing these things to be more of an impact. But we'll see. A lot of wind shear, product of El Nino. They officially announced yesterday we are an El Nino advisory. It's expected to peak around 2 degrees. Could be one of the strongest in a while. I believe 15 was our last big event with El Nino. Let me check here. And we'll go to El Nino page, look at history. I think 15 was our last big one. Yes, it was very strong. 2009 was the next one in recent years. 2004, the El Nino year. But that's pretty good. 2 degrees is quite a bit. So 2015 was our last strong El Nino. Let's look at history of 15. What happened in 2015? Let's take a look here. 2015. Here is the 2015 season. That was when we had Joaquin. Did I do it right? Joaquin? Did I do it? If anybody follows knows, I'm not cheering the storm. No. I'm cheering that I said it right because I've always messed it up big time. I used to say Joaquin, but it's Joaquin, I believe. Katy Perry, you here? So anyway, that was major hurricane. Remember, developed over Bahamas. That was where that ship, unfortunately, sunk, and it was major. We had 11 named storms that year. 2 tropical storms hit the United States. Bill, and that was in June, actually. And Anna. We had a system, Anna hit. So we had a storm May 8th in 2015. Hit the Carolina state line there. And then we had Bill. We only had one. We had another major hurricane for a brief time. So the reason that obviously there's a lot of unknowns for this season is they're looking at water temperatures almost as far. So as the Gulf's, the Gulf's cool, but this whole area right here, I believe, is like the warmest ever at this time ever recorded. So that's what's got everybody wondering which wins, right? Warm water, El Nino. No one knows. It's awesome when I hear that because that's why we love Mother Nature. That's why, as long as I'm right 51% of the time, I tell people, it's hard to be right in the weather world because nobody really knows. Nobody really knows if the hot water is going to overcome El Nino. That's the big question mark. And it only takes one. That is not a hype statement. That is truth. Another thing I'm noticing here quite a bit is this area right here. And you can see that that's typically where that jet stream lines up. We saw it with 18 too. Typically, that is where we have the most shear in an El Nino year. A lot of wind shear. And if you notice here, even on this map, we did have a major hurricane briefly. It was Major Hurricane Danny. But the time it got to the Lesser Antilles, it dissipated. Another storm, Erica, never was more than a tropical storm, and it dissipated too. So it kind of shows you that general. Hey, by the way, Ian Campbell talked to us a lot last year. I saw him in the chat after I did some editing on YouTube. So he's from Jamaica. Our buddy John down in the Caymans. These areas are maybe protected a little bit more. Hispaniola, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, what about that heat index yesterday? Did you see that? Like 125, I think I saw. Is that right? Puerto Rico is getting it's going to be that way for a while. All right, let's look at 2009, Carolyn. Good question. Yes, the El Faro. That's right. What's causing the dry conditions on the coastal counties? Jason, if you're talking about our area, West Coast, it's because we have a strong winds, basically, blowing everything. When you have a wind pattern like we're seeing today, especially, we have storms expected more on the east coast side of the state. So we've just had a strong wind flow that's preventing the west coast of Florida from getting their normal rains. Someone asked to look at 2009. Here's 2009. And again, Caribbean was kind of shut down. We had Ida. It was a hurricane right before landfall. And you can see it strengthened outside of that shear area, more in the Gulf. One major hurricane that year that recurved. Fred. So it's a pretty quiet year. We only had 9. One year I like to look at a lot is 1983. Wasn't that a Randy Travis song? Or 1984 or something? I don't know. So here's 1983. Look at this. Look at this year. We only had 4 named storms in 83, right? But we had Hurricane Barry hit almost Shelley's house, south of Cape, Hurricane Barry. We had Hurricane Dean. Looks like a weekend right before landfall. But anyway, it was a hurricane right off the shore. But it impacted Virginia. But then we had major hurricane Alicia. It hit Texas, around the Houston area. So it's interesting. 4 storms that year. Only 4 storms in 83. But yet 2 hurricanes. One hit Florida. Technically, one hit Virginia. It weakened right before landfall. And then we had that. So, and then let's look at this Curiosity. Was that an El Nino year or not? Let's take a look. I don't know if it was or not. What the heck Randy Travis song am I thinking of? Randy Travis, was it 1983? Somebody probably posted it, but I want to look here. Randy Travis, 1982. Somebody probably said it, I would think, because you guys are the best. Hey, Joe Sardo asked about the MJO. Yeah, you should. Let's look. Hey, Bob, how you been? Wait and see. SEA. Lydia says, all the native Floridians would tell me that if you get a lot of rain before the season, you have less hurricanes. No. I don't know. I don't think so. It could signify a pattern, like meaning maybe a wind shift. I don't know. No. I just don't know. Oh, there you go. Shelly just talked about it. Matthew had massive rain before. I don't know. MJO, we haven't talked about this all year long, Joe. So the MJO is a cycle of energy that encompasses the earth. And it moves west to east. And it allows air to sink or air to rise. And orange is sinking air, which generally means less rain, less storms. And green allows more rising air, which promotes thunderstorm growth and activity, usually. So, yeah, we do have a little peak here coming the end of June. There's June 23rd. So typically you would look at things like this time frame right here, which is kind of where the GFS is showing possibilities. So yeah, good question, man. I'm glad you asked. So that's a little bit of a favorable condition if you want tropical development. So generally, my gut feeling is we're seeing the 20th, 18th, 19th, 20th. We're seeing more moisture on Central America. We're starting to see signs Pacific could have a system. Few models, teasing that idea of it pulling upwards and maybe having something in the Caribbean, but still a lot of wind shear and normal Gulf temps. Mirtha's singing Randy Travis. Sean from Massachusetts. I love it. All right, so listen, if you're just tuning in, there's a lot of chit chat on the weather world about GFS. I've talked about it a lot. Nothing's changed from yesterday. If you watch my little YouTube video, nothing's really changed. Still highly doubtful. So that's that. What else do I want to talk about? Let's talk about the heat. Let's talk about the storms. All right, Florida today. Let's talk about that real quick. Florida today. We got storms in the horizon. Here you go. Boom. Strong winds from the Gulf again. Storms are going to get powerful throughout the day, pushing off to the East Coast. We do have some hail chances today, again. So that means we could have big supercells today. Tomorrow, things are lightening up a lot more. No hail, no wind. So it's kind of a stalled out frontal line system right now that's kind of parked overhead. Right here is what we got today. So that's just helping fuel the storms across the Gulf Coast and some of the Panhandle too. So that's an inflow of juice coming up from the Gulf. So there's your storms today. We do have some storms tomorrow though. Check this out. Let me close some windows here. Tomorrow we got low tornado chances tomorrow, but nonetheless, there you go. Some hail. Hail's, I think, Hatch in Texas. 2% tornado chances. Mainly thunderstorm activity tomorrow. And this does reach down to our Houston friends, down to Texas, Louisiana, a lot of Louisiana in the Mississippi zone. So that's tomorrow. Weekend rains. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's look at the 48-hour map and talk about that for the Gulf region. And we can go out 48 hours, hopefully by now. Yes, we can. All right, so you'll see the storms today. Focus on the south. There they are. Boom, 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 boom. You can start to see them building across the upper Panhandle, and then, of course, central Florida eastward. So there's your storms today. They're going to be, sporadic. Not everybody's going to get them. That's the way it works, man. I love the 50% chances of rains, and when people don't get it, they get mad. They get violent. Here's the Bahamas. This little bit of energy is going to hang around. I'll talk about that because I know we got people asking. That's going to hang around for a couple days. So here's tomorrow morning. Look at that. High pressure's sliding in from the Gulf. We're going to have a blocking pattern for pretty much everybody tomorrow across the south, southeast. Bahama juice. But tomorrow looks really nice. Very little rain chances. You're going to have some normal, just never, you can't stop it. I mean, you're going to have pop-up thunderstorms. But as far as organized systems go, we don't have anything. You're always going to have that this time of year. The only time I mention Storm Prediction Center outlooks is when we go dark green. That just means the severity increases, more chances for supercells, which means stronger. But we do have this showing up for the weekend, later Saturday. There's a line of juice coming along. This was showing up yesterday, so could have a little more storms here going into Saturday night, overnight into Sunday morning maybe. We'll see if that verifies. This is actually nighttime, Saturday night. So that's that. The flow pattern is the same. West coast of Florida. Let's take a look at rain chances throughout the week. I don't know. I can't ever remember if this is daily or not, but we'll go southeast at least. 24 hour. Yeah, we can do it. All right. Here's your rain chances today. You can see everything. Panhandle off and on. West Central, almost nothing. All that's getting blown off. Look at the Bahamas, though. We got a lot of rain down there today. Tomorrow, rain chances right here, boom, a lot less, but you're going to get thunderstorms. They'll be, but it's not an all, it's not an all day. You're going to get rain and it'll be gone. So little rain's cool. Rain makes whiskey. No, rain makes corn. What did Luke Bryan say? And then Sunday, there's that big old blob. Here's your Sunday rain. So, this mass that we saw overnight, there you go. There's a lot of rain predicted on Sunday. That's quite a bit, actually. Again, same pattern. So, you kind of get the feeling, at least from our Florida friends and Gulf Coast friends and East Coast friends, what's happening. The next 3 days are pretty much the same. Today's the highest chances. This is your Sunday rains. Again, west-east flow. Very dry. West coast of Florida. Big old juice blob up top, though. Look at that, man. Alabama, Georgia. That's some significant rain for Sunday. That's inches. I bet you we have a flooding risk map. There it is. So they're already starting to talk about rain here being possible flooding on Sunday. Sunday. All right, so we got that out of the way. Talk about temperatures next. So the Canadian fires are interesting. So long range, we got a low pressure system that's going to be. I talked about this yesterday. It's still on tap. But here's Monday. This is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can see this low pressure area pulling up. So depending on how strong this low is, here it's showing up on Thursday and Friday. So if those fires are still going on next week, there's a chance we can see a repeat later next week here. This is Friday, that we could see smoke getting blown back down again from Canada. Let's talk about Bahamas real quick because I know somebody was asking. Let's fast forward to next Friday, by the way. I want to see where this low is at. Here's Friday. It's not that high up there. But we are going to see winds coming down. See this wind pattern. Here's the low pressure. This is next Friday. Here's next Saturday. So, yeah, the wind flow will be kind of... I didn't log into my Windy account yet, but I need to. There's flow. So, if you're wondering about the smoke, let's look at the smoke forecast real quick, and then we'll look at the Bahamas, because I'm going everywhere right now. We did have a lady ask about her wedding in New Jersey a couple days ago, so I want to at least pull up the smoke map one more time and look at the forecast here for that. And then we'll see. So here's the smoke forecast. Man, it's bad again today. Look at that. It's incredible. This is Friday. Man, so this is bad again. Look at that. Across Pennsylvania, Michigan, all the way down to Virginia and Delaware there. So that's it. That's more heavy smoke, man. That's today. You're going to see it spin down. And tomorrow's not so bad. There's tomorrow morning, Saturday. Little plume here. We were showing this yesterday. Looks like it's going to miss the wedding. I told her. I got to tell you a funny story. I'd tell you this real quick. But the smoke forecast Sunday is not as bad. I did tell her that. I was like, hopefully it's not as bad. So it does look a little better. But we do have stuff today. That's pretty bad. We can go to the new link that I put on. No new links today, Shelly. How about that? All right, smoke map. This is your air quality index, and at least it's not as bad as it was yesterday. I don't like that base map. How about streets? Man, it's just hard to see. But anyway, so we still have some red. These are, we did see some dark red and purple, which was really bad yesterday. So it's not as bad today. Good news, right? Now, why would we have Birmingham? For no reason, Birmingham's got red. Can anybody tell me why? Anybody live in Birmingham? Where's Talladega? Talladega. All right. So let's go back to the Bahamas for my Bahama friend. And there's that mass here. Sunday, still kind of rainy across Sunday. Monday, it's getting better. Tuesday looks a lot better. And Wednesday is not bad at all. So, again, nothing's really changed. Bahamas, over the weekend, we got, Saturday, Sunday, and there's still a little bit left over of Monday, yes. But Tuesday and on looks a whole lot better. All right, temperatures. Let's talk about that real quick. It's going to be hot next week. Unbelievably hot next week. Epic hot. Let's look at the euro, because the euro is the most extreme, so I like the hype. Daily highs. Check this out. So we go to, well, we can't zoom in on this one. Let's do southeast, and then we'll do Texas. Here is the temperatures coming next week. Now, all you're really focusing on is the white. So we have 90s all weekend. Here's 90s, 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 90s all the way to Carolinas. 90s in Tennessee. All right, but then we got Monday. We're starting to get more white. Watch the white progression. White's upper 90s into the hundreds. Watch this. Here's Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it kind of gets back halfway better. But look at Thursday. Tampa Bay has never had a 100-degree day ever, and that's because the waters have protected us. But we could see hundreds. Look at this. This is on... So we got hundreds in Louisiana. Then we'll go to Texas here in a second, but this is on next Thursday, next Friday. Look at Friday. Hundreds all the way up through Louisiana. Look at hundreds in Florida. If you're going to Orlando, next week's going to be hot, hot, hot. And that probably, you're going to see the water temperatures really get back warm again quick. I like this map here. It's kind of neat. This is next Friday. Look at the difference here, coastal areas. Look at that. That means two things. Well, one thing. You got winds rolling in off the Gulf of Mexico. So that is why our coastal regions, 83, 82, 84, 82, 83, right? Big Bend, Apalachicola area, 87. Clearwater, 88. Look at inland, 100. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. 100, 100, 100. Texas. Let's look at Texas. Texas is really going to be hot. We'll see how many folks have a Furman generator on backup. You better run to Lowe's now and get one, and have yourself a little room AC ready to go, because it's gonna be hot. All right, let's look at next week for Texas. Jeez and crackers. Look at this. Monday, 109. Let's look at Tuesday, 111, 105, 108. This is next Tuesday. Watch Wednesday. Geez, even hotter. 113. We got areas here showing up like 120. There's no way. 115-ish range, actually. 116 maybe. Look at that. That's only on Wednesday. Watch Thursday. Boom! 110. Middle part of the state. This is next week. This is not heat index. This is temperatures. Then we slowly get back to halfway normal. Look at all these hundreds, man. It's incredible. First day of summer is not until June 21st. So you got a long period. This is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Some of y'all ain't going to get out of the hundreds for 5 or 6 days. Unbelievable. Let's look at the heat index. Heat index for next Thursday. Let's see the biggest number I can find. Obviously, it's all 110. Really not a big difference, really. It's about as hot as it can't get any hotter. Bottom line. Let's look at Florida heat index. let's see, because I saw Matt posted 110-degree heat index expected for Florida down south next week. We get more humidity, obviously, down here, and it gets hotter. So let's see some peak heat indexes on Thursday. That's Wednesday. Not really seeing it. I mean, I'm seeing middle 100. I mean, heat index. I mean, everybody's in the hundreds for heat index on next Thursday. But we got 102, 3, 4. But yeah, there might be some pockets here showing up. Maybe inland. But that's still hot, man. Can you imagine that feel-like temperatures next week? I'm going to have to post that. I get a lot of clicks and a lot of likes. The number one statement I get, which I hate more than anything, is that I post for clicks and likes. Like I really am needing those clicks and likes. Oh, Tiggy over there on YouTube says, Galveston, no AC. You better get that fixed, Tiggy. Lord Andrew, how you doing, buddy? Shelly's got rainwater to spare. Florin Parish, how's it going? Are you in Texas? I remember you posting there a lot last couple of years. Vicky Hill, have a great day. Thank you. Jody, how's it going? Jody McKeon. Oh, I was going to tell you a funny story. So when I was in Panama City, we took our golf cart and we rode by this whiskey bar place. I guess it's the oldest. You know, if you live there locally, you know what I'm talking about. It's a black sign, says whiskey bar. It's on Panama City Beach, whatever. So I went there last night. Girl sits down next to me and she goes, "It's code." I looked at her and there's a band playing, right? And she goes, "It's code." And I'm like, this is what I said. Code for what? I went like this. Code. I'm like. And then she went like this. I'm like, oh, cold. She said code. So if you're from Kentucky, code means it's cold. I laughed out loud on that one. I don't laugh out loud very often. All right. Oh, well, that's it for me. Hope everybody enjoyed the shenanigans. We talked a lot about weather. Yes, we did. Hey, we got a couple people telling me they're loving their Tempest weather station. That's cool, man. Don't forget all of our great supporters. I got them in a little animated gift here. Obviously, our Daily Brew brought to you by our good friends at ABC. But we have a lot of other great big sponsors that support what we do. So appreciate them all. Hope everybody's ready for the weekend. Anything else? I'm going to read comments for a few more minutes. See if we get any questions we can talk about. Kit Kat wants to know if there's any other ambient weather station owners. There's an awesome map that you can access. It has all the Tempest weather stations on there. There's thousands of them. And there's still time to get one for Father's Day. 10% off. Great gift for the father that loves weather. And there's nothing really else popping on the map here. So I'm always curious about the 12Z. Come here, Hunter. He's so cute. Always curious about the 12Z runs. We got 12Z runs coming out. We'll see if there's any changes in the lower Caribbean. But as of now, doesn't look like it. I did add a new link here, by the way, if you want to take a listen. It's right here, Spirit 90.5. So I was local Spirit 90.5 radio station. Deacon Mike interviewed me. And the interview now is recorded, so you can listen to the whole thing. So there you go. It's a good little interview here. message here I got to respond to. Then we're going to talk about weather. And go from there. Anyway. All right. But anyway, it's a cool little 30-minute interview, man. It was on FM radio here at Tampa Bay. So that's new. New link. I didn't want to let you down, Shelly. I wanted to have at least one new link. Of course, we went to Chili's last night. There's my Chili's picture. So one of the questions in the Braden Harold interview was kind of cool. I didn't comb my hair today, darn it. If you're watching on YouTube on the 80-inch, I apologize. I almost put on yesterday's shirt, too. Oh, by the way, I do have any Dennis Phillips fans out there? Screenshot this and send it to them. Look. Look at that. That's Dennis Phillips' rule number 7 shirt. But the question was, why do I go to Chili's so much? Well, I said it's our happy place. We feel safe at Chili's. And Sarah loves it. I can watch the Rays, read weather, and all that good stuff. So, all right, well, y'all, it's been an hour. Appreciate it so much. Joe wants to know, bring back the Trans Am or Camaro. I had a Camaro. You know, about a 97 when they first came out. Jimi Hendrix was playing. It was red, on fire. And I was just like, I gotta have that car, man. So my first car that I bought was a Z28 red 97 Camaro. Didn't know what I was thinking. Have no idea what the interest rate was. I just wanted that car. I had to use a credit card a few times to make payments for the car. But I love that car. And then I traded in on a 99 when they had the bubble lights. And I don't know why I did that. I didn't like the bubble lights, but I just had to have it. They let me test drive it. What I fell into that trap. Then I bought an 01 Mustang GT with a 4.6 liter. I don't know what I was thinking. I went from a 5.7 LTZ 350 cubic inch hot rod to a 4.6 Ford. And I remember I left Brandon Ford, hit the gas, and it didn't spin the tires. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, so mistake number 3 was I did not test drive the Mustang. And then we bought an Explorer because that was 01 when Julie and I got married. I bought it right before we got married. I think I did it out of rebellion so she couldn't say no. She got mad at me because I didn't call her to tell her. That was our first fight. She was mad that I didn't include her in the decision. Even though we weren't married. You women. And well, then we got an Explorer in 03, thinking we were going to have kids. That didn't happen till 06. So after the Explorer, we figured we were going to have a family. It took a while to have Emily. Finally got Emily. You know how that goes. Turkey baster days. But we had Emily, thank goodness. So then I got a Magnum. Went back to the Dodge. That thing got a Hemi in it. So in 03, 05 we got the Magnum. Every 2 years for a while we got a car. So 05 we got the Magnum. And that was pretty cool, man. It was a 350 Hemi. Red. It was awesome. It was a cool family truckster, man. It was the modern day Griswold machine, right? Uh-oh, Shell's telling me about very careful. Don't tell Julie. She's not watching me. Oh, man. You got a Bullet 2001? That's cool. Connor, good morning. Oh, well, there you go. I rambled on for you. So, anyway, I think today's the last day of your tax-free holiday in Florida, the 9th, right? Is that correct? So, listen, there's a lot of great specials out there on, well, not specials, but there might be specials Friday. But no tax. You know, pick up your new Furman generator at your local Lowe's or Costco. Save sales tax. A lot of other items are on that list from the Florida Division of Emergency Management. They had a 2-week tax holiday here in Florida. So pick up some stuff. A lot of pet supplies. And there you go. So, Shelly, have a great weekend. I'm going to prep for my little, I got to do a little 10-minute speaking tonight. So I'm going to print up some posters because they do not have a projector. So I'm going to figure out 3 or 4 posters I want to have printed up. And I'll probably have to wear shoes. Get a lot of people getting the app too, by the way. I appreciate it. I do have an app. It's on Apple and Android. I send notifications on there. If you're a Cat 5 subscriber, yearly, great deal. You get t-shirt, koozies, free app, stickers, calendar. Get all kinds of free stuff. Not free because you pay for supporting, but you know what I mean. But I'm doing a lot more of the texting this year. So yesterday we did that YouTube video and I texted out. So you should have got a notification on the app that it was, I just posted a video and you can watch all the videos on the app. And Cat 5 subscribers got a text to say, hey, I did a video. Some people want to know when I do a video. So there you go. 919 is a given for the last, 20 years now? We've been 919 Eastern. I know Shelly loves it too. I love y'all that come on and say I didn't get notified. Well, I tell you what, it's 9:19. If you got an Alexa, set your timer. It's 9:19 every day. All right. Have a great weekend, y'all. I love y'all so much. Been a great few years, and we will see everybody Monday. All right.